Every senior class likes graduation a lot, but coronavirus, he really did not. Corona hates graduation year after year. Now please don't ask why. No one knows. It's unclear. It could be his dry cough he spreads without reason, or could be his fever is always in season. But I think that the most probable excuse of all might have been his infection rate wasn't that small. But whatever the reason, his fever or cough, he wanted to ruin the senior send-off. For soon he knew seniors across all the land would walk across stages, diploma in hand. And then, oh the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise. They'd hoot and they'd holler and party with feasts, something Corona couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every class senior, the tall and the small, would stand up to pomp and circumstance blowing, then off with their caps in the air they'd start throwing. Why, for years and for years I put up with it now. I must stop graduation from coming. But how? Then that cunning Corona came up with a plan. He came up with a nasty, disastrous plan. All I need is a way to mix in with the masses, to split up their friends and disrupt their classes. Then he keenly disguised himself asymptomatic, to spread his saliva in ways quite dramatic. Then Corona said, let's go, and he started spreading. Across the whole world this virus was heading. His travel so wide made his fame epidemic. In no time at all, he became a pandemic. And now, squealed Corona, for the final blow, into the graduates' houses I'll go. Graduation announcements were stacked nice and neat. These announcements, he said, are the first to delete. Then he grabbed all he could, left his germs on the floor. Around the whole room, he took all the grad decor. Tassels and photos, honors, recognition, bright streamers, balloons, award exhibitions. Then he flew to the fridge, never washing his hands. He took drinks and hors d'oeuvres, all the grad buffet plans. As Corona grabbed everything grad 2020, he heard a small sound like a sweet little bunny. Corona had been caught by the student on task who, when she saw him, she put on her mask. She stared at Corona and then asked him why. Why are you taking my cap and gown? Why? But you know that Corona spreads deceit face to face. He exploited those orders to shelter in place. Why, my sweet little senior, he said, laughing inside, there's a hole in your gown. See, right here on this side. You can't go to the store now. They're all closed, my dear, so I'll fix it at home and then bring it back here. His lie fooled the senior. Go Zoom with your buddies. He turned her around, sent her back to her studies. He spit, spat, and sputtered as he left the place, on the doors, on the walls, and on the bookcase. Then he did the same thing to all other grads, leaving only his germs on all their iPads. Take that, you seniors, Corona spit out. Graduation is now being canceled, no doubt. Their masked mouths will open a minute or two, and then 2020 seniors will all cry boo-hoo. Then he heard a sound rising. It started quite low. He leaned in some more, and it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded proud. It couldn't be so. A sound so proud and so loud. Impossible, Corona screeched. They're in quarantine. How can graduation come when there's still no vaccine? Every 2020 senior, the tall and the small, congratulated without a service at all. He hadn't stopped graduation from coming. It came. The parents all beaming with pride, just the same. It came without fanfare or parties that rule. It came without daily attendance at school. He was baffled for hours, began to get weak. He had failed to assess what makes seniors unique. Maybe graduation doesn't need a service at all. Maybe graduation's not defined quite so small. Corona didn't win. It didn't ruin their year. Their plans for the future shifted into high gear. Their achievements and awards, that was all in the past. Their work going forward is what's going to last. So despite cancellations and events ignored, and days into weeks into months being bored, the class of 2020 themselves, these seniors, they soared.